Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm KERDISHA St. Louis. Coming up, $1 million towards housing project in LaPlaine, COLIHAUT MP reaffirms commitment to community, and 144 in Grand Forks constituency benefits from government transport program. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks, and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
Thanks for staying with us. The government of Dominica continues to invest significant sums in the housing sector. Last week, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, speaking at a town hall meeting in LaPlaine, pledged further assistance to an ongoing housing project in that community.
To advance the Dashing Housing Project in this constituency, I am committing $1 million to that initiative. So that we can continue to improve the housing situation confronting many families in this constituency.
The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the LAPLAINE constituency, PIERRE, gave details on the inception of the program.
I had designs made for single and double bedroom houses, and with the money, some $297,000 or $300,000 that was allocated, we built 7 houses, 6 single bedrooms and 1 two-bedroom house. Don't get jealous, Dennis and Dominica. We experimented in LaPlaine. We coming to you pretty soon. Well, I'm pleased to say, and you people from LaPlaine who are here, don't let me say it. You need to say it. People are very happy with what they see today. In fact, I hear some people call them dashing house. So I have changed the caption that I use. I now have the Dashing House Project for the LaPlaine constituency.
In more news, 144 students in the Grand Forks constituency continue to benefit from government's school transportation program. The school transportation program was initiated by the Dominica Labour Party administration in 2006 and was piloted in the Grand Forks constituency. A total of 7 buses are currently contracted to transport students to and from school and the Dominica State College. The aim of the program is to ensure that all students excel academically. While addressing a town hall meeting in Rivière-Syriac on Monday evening, Honorable Minister for Education PIERRE reiterated government's commitment to education in that constituency.
Here in Monjon Rivière-Syriac, 2 buses that transport our students on a regular basis, and in Grand Forks we have a total of 5 buses, a combination of government-owned bus. We have the large government bus based in Grand Forks, and so 1 government bus and 6 contracted bus drivers who on a daily basis carry our children to school, and the government of Dominica pays. Now, of course, many people say, well, government just has to do its work. You hear the opposition say, don't worry with them, the government has to do its work. Well, I want to ask you one question tonight. Why wasn't the government doing its work before 2006? Why is it that parents had to be doing the government work? So it is not a matter of the government must do its work. It is a matter of a caring government recognizing that parents have challenges and addressing those needs and relieving the people of their problems.
Honorable Serja told residents that the program was made possible through the Citizenship by Investment program. He detailed the amount spent by government for transportation for the communities of Monjon and Rivière-Syriac in one school year.
In Rivière-Syriac, 45 students. The government of Dominica pays every month $6,840 for these 45 students. Every month, $6,840. Now if you take that figure and you multiply it by 10, because we have 10 school months in a year, the academic year, then Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Minister of Finance, has to find 6,840 times 10, that would give us $68,400 to pay the bus drivers who are contracted to carry our children.
Honorable Seja told residents that programs such as these will only continue under the leadership of the Dominica Labour Party administration.
Let me just inform and remind you that should this government not be in office, there is every possibility that given the global financial situation, that should a new government come in office, that government would have challenges raising the necessary monies, and your program may have to be scrapped. They will stop the program because if you don't have money, you cannot pay. And of course, I don't think we would be in a position to blame them because they don't have the money. It means, therefore, that it takes leadership that is creative, innovative, and of course, a leadership that is sensitive to the plight of the people, to go there and raise the requisite financing to provide for those different projects and programs.
The Education Minister had this advice for the beneficiaries of the program.
Let me say to you young people who are here, having done that, we expect you to perform. That's the only thank you that we want from you. Go to Castle Bruce, go to State College, perform, do well, make your parents proud, make your PIERRE proud, and make Monjon Riviere Syriac and Grand Fond proud.
In other news, Honorable Minister for Social Services and Member of Parliament for the COLIHAUT constituency, Lady Catherine Daniel, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to the community. The Honorable Minister was speaking at the 19th inaugural meeting of the COLIHAUT Village Council on Monday. The ceremony was held at the recently rehabilitated COLIHAUT Primary School.
I charge you to sit and brainstorm on the path ahead. Develop your plan of action, and rest assured, I will support you once your motive is to unite the community. The government will support you, but it is imperative that you do some things through your own initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, this Labour Party government, under the creative and inspiring leadership of Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, value the work being done by councils all over the island. And we know that government's contribution in recent times for community-based projects is second to none.
The Honorable Minister noted the government's recent investment in the development of the community costing over $1 million, which went to small business, housing assistance, road rehabilitation, as well as the maintenance of the public washroom facilities. Over $500,000 was also spent in the rehabilitation and upgrade of the COLIHAUT Primary School. Honorable Daniel urged the newly installed council to serve the community with honesty, integrity, and confidentiality.
As you begin this journey, please do so with an eagerness for truth, honesty, integrity, and confidentiality. A very critical aspect of council, because nobody, when people do business in council, people do not like to hear their business on the street. So confidentiality is a very critical aspect of serving on a council. You must also have a firm belief in yourselves, fervent faith, trust in God for direction and guidance in every decision you make as a council. Decision you make must always result in a positive outcome that will benefit all the people.
New chairman of the council, Mitchell John, also addressed Monday's meeting.
Please share the relevant information with villagers. Just as we do not want villagers to wonder what's going on with central government plan for the community, we do not want villagers to wonder what's going on with plans from the council. So I would like to encourage councillors, when it's necessary to give out information to villagers, give it out, whether in person or via the social media, because if the information can be given out directly to someone in the village, we can also give out the information to our villagers or Colians who are in the diaspora. Listen to the villagers' concern. Do not turn down villagers when they are coming and talk to you. Do not say, I'm too busy, because they made the time and sacrifice to come and vote. They were not too busy to come and vote. They made the time.
The new chairman encouraged residents to support the efforts of the village council. He reminded them of their right to share concerns with the council.
I would like to encourage you to work with the CREOLE Village Council. We are the new council and we are going to be here for 3 years if God will. And we desire that you work with us for us to develop the community. And there are some concerns and suggestions that comes from the community, and some of you do not give concerns and suggestions to the council and you would give it elsewhere. We would really like 8 of us. We are available to you. We are here to serve you. So if you have concerns, if you have suggestions that you would like to see happen in the community, do not hesitate to call upon us. Your right is to call upon every single member of the CREOLE Village Council to express your concern.
Some of the chairman's plans for the community include installing lights and upgrading the basketball courts, human development and capacity building, to establish an office solely owned by the council, and fundraising activities, among others. 5 elected and 3 nominated councillors were installed at the ceremony, 4 women and 4 men. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I've been in the business for over 16 years. I get up in the mornings and I look forward to having the next cruise ship berth on island. When the visitor steps off the ship, the first impression is me, and I believe that I need to put my best foot forward and to ensure that everything I do it to the best of my ability. Based on my recommendation, visitors go to various sites, restaurants, bars and vendors. I take that responsibility very seriously. I would like that the guest receives the same service that I have provided to that individual or guest. This business is bigger than me. Everybody plays a role. The cleaner who cleans my bus, my mechanic who does my checks, those persons ensure that I provide a quality service to the guest. The tourism dollar doesn't just stop with me. It allows me to pay the bank, visit the supermarket to feed myself and family, and have a drink with friends. My name is Jenna Gist, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Trade continues its drive to ensure that consumers are aware of their rights and responsibilities. March 7th to 15th is being observed as Consumer Rights Awareness Week, and the ministry has doubled its efforts to increase awareness on the rights and responsibilities of consumers. At a press conference to launch Consumer Rights Awareness Week on March 7th, Director of Trade Mathan Walter reported that there has been an increased interest from the private sector.
When we put the bills onto the website, we had it on the Dominica, the Government of Dominica website. We had private sector persons who did come to the Ministry of Trade and sat down with us and went through certain provisions of the bill that they felt could be a little onerous, or they felt that they needed to comment on, or they felt could affect them in a negative way, that they brought to our attention in the hope that if it's possible, it could be tweaked.
Furthermore, when the Ministry of Trade receives consumer complaints, the private sector has been very cooperative in allowing amicable disclosure to these complaints. As it relates to the public sector, he is content with their participation.
World Consumer Rights Day on the 15th is being done in collaboration with the NTRC. Prior to that, all the other times that we have done, the 2 other times that we celebrated Consumer Rights Day, we did it in collaboration with other ministries. And that is just to stress that we have a very good working relationship with our line ministries. Further to that, the Bureau of Standards is part of the Ministry of Trade. They're under the umbrella of the Ministry of Trade. And so we work very closely together to ensure that, standards, labeling standards, for example, are met.
The Environmental Health Department has also worked closely with the Ministry of Trade and the private business owners.
From the Ministry of Trade, we work closely with them sometimes to remove goods from the shelf that we have gotten a report may not be up to standard. So at the end of a long day, the working relationship and the collaboration among the line ministries is very good. Presently, we have a task force, a technical working group that we have put in place to deal with improvement of trade logistics in Dominica, and this the environmental health sits on that committee, working again collaboratively for.
Meanwhile, countries across the Caribbean region have been developing a system to allow them to share information on dangerous items. For 2 days, officials from the Caribbean Single Market and Economy Unit in Barbados visited Dominica to provide technical assistance on CAREX. CAREX is CARICOM's rapid alert system for the exchange of information on dangerous non-food items. Trade officer Zerina Matthew gave details of the visit.
This CAREX, the platform has been, it's not yet operationalized, but we've had meetings to provide technical assistance before. So what we are trying to do now is to actually operationalize the CAREX platform across member states. So for example, if there's a dangerous good that is proven to be dangerous, let's say in Barbados, that item will be uploaded on the CAREX platform. It is going to inform us of the item, the problem with the item, and the danger that it is likely to cause. So this now will be uploaded on the CAREX platform, and that information will be seen across all member states.
Wednesday, March 15th is Consumer Rights Day, celebrated under the theme, Building a Digital World Consumers Can Trust. Finally, this News Time, Minister for Tourism Robert Tung says the value of the Caribbean Vocational Qualification Program, or CVQ, is not to be taken lightly within the tourism sector. Speaking at a Discover Dominica Authority press conference last week, he remarked that those trained within the sector are held to a higher standard.
We had 12 persons who graduated with CVQ. The importance of the CVQ, as opposed to a traditional certificate, you can go to someone, you sit there for 1 day, 2 days, you get a certificate, but however, nobody recognizes the certificate. We had 12 persons who were trained in commercial food preparation, so I have put some pressure on them and told them that I'm going to come to all of their organizations and taste the food that they're preparing, because if they're now trained and certified, it means we expect better from them. And also, it allows them to be more marketable. They can now take those certificates and go to other countries, but obviously, I don't want them to go to other countries. I want Dominicans to create more businesses, and I've actually challenged them to create their own businesses so that they stay in Dominica and provide better service to Dominicans and to our visitors.
When asked on how this quality of service is compared to other countries, he had this to say.
We have to be aware of what the other countries are doing. However, many of the other countries are way ahead of us. So what we're doing is trying to make sure that what we have continues to be unique. The people that we attract to Dominica and that we target to come to Dominica are persons who appreciate what we have to do. And the intention is to try and grow our tourism sector by, I think, about 5% every year.
And before we go, here are a few announcements. The Cultural Division, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, presents the National Schools Arts Festival at the Arawak House of Culture from March 22nd to 28, 2017. Come see artistic presentations by primary and secondary schools from 9:30 a.m. each day. The Division of Agriculture wishes to advise farmers and others that the price of white potato seeds have been reduced from $80 to $55 per bag. TSP will also be provided for any quantity purchased. Do take advantage of this opportunity immediately, as quantities are limited. And the Ministry of Trade, in partnership with the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, NTRC, is celebrating World Consumer Rights Day on Wednesday, March 15, 2017, under the theme, Building a Digital World Consumers Can Trust. The day will be observed with a number of activities, including a discussion on child online protection on DBS and Kyrie FM from 9 a.m. and a panel discussion on cybersecurity right here on GIS from 7 p.m. Listeners and viewers are encouraged to interact with the panelists by sending their comments and questions via text or WhatsApp to 275-1503 or 613-0220 on Facebook at NTRC Dominica or Twitter at NTRC_Dominica. That's all for the English news. Shakira Pierre is next with Creole highlights.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel accueil. Non, moi c'est Shakira Pierre. Semaine pour mener awareness pour bête te yon succès. Activité ça là te yon collaboration ministre agriculture, division pêche et puis forestry et puis moun qui caleve bête par koyo. Étudiants de l'école primary et puis preschool tape opportunité là pour visiter library là pour voir ces différents bêtes là. Ces bêtes là qui te là c'est lapin, cabrit, poule, agouti, manicou, lézard, crabe et puis bouic en les autres. Éducation te aussi fait avec là bas ces étudiants là comment pour protéger et puis occuper ces bêtes là. Yon 144 étudiants en constituency grand fond qui bénéficient du programme transportation gouvernement. Programme transportation c'est une initiative par gouvernement et puis il a commencé en constituency ça là. Honorable Serja a parlé pendant un town hall meeting en Rivière-Syrique Lady Simen Sala. Cette boss ni comptoir pour transporter ces étudiants là. Étudiants de ces communautés là qui étudient en State College qui aussi bénéficient du programme là. Honorable Serja dit programme ça là qui fait tous les enfants faire bien à l'école. Il aussi dit gouvernement fait un commitment pour toujours faire investissement en éducation. Programme ça là financé à un programme citizenship par investissement. Ministre a dit résident si l'autre gouvernement venu tous ces programmes ça là qui fini. Il aussi fait parole à ces étudiants là pour prendre opportunité ça là pour taper une meilleure éducation. Et puis finalement, membre parlement pour Guabe, Honorable Justina Charles, qui a crié à ce monde qui a bénéficié du programme privé gouvernement pour jouer un part en bâtiment privé neuf là. Honorable Charles a parlé pendant maçon a signé contrat pour 63 privés à constituency Guabe.
C'est moun nan qui ka recevoir privé yo ni responsabilité tout pour yo fouiller tout because of party yo ni moun qui sende yo fouiller tout privé et ben ça que fait yo plus responsable pour responsabilité pour travail là qui a fait so yo ka fouiller tout pour septic tank level sokawe avec yo ke also aider pour chaye matio bon chime pour case là expressive voiture pas arriver bon case là so yo même ni responsabilité pour faire ce travail ça là. So nous avons tout ça qui travaille bien, mon c'est un programme qui est bien nécessaire pour nous en commune où nous tirer toutes ces vies privées tout avant nous qu'à servir parce que nous connaissons toutes difficultés on partit c'est grand monde on partit légion on partit de tout c'est qu'à ni pour aller en dans privé ça là où la télé ou ka joindre avec ou ka joindre tête chien ou ka joindre ou ka joindre toutes différentes qualités bêtes là qui pas plaisantes pour dire l'éveil.
Honorable Charles dit programme ça la financé à un programme citizenship par investissement.
L'agence là, moun supposé ça, c'est l'agence qui nous tape because of citizenship by investment program là, Prime Minister là avec gouvernement Dominique qui a possible pour nous make sure nous ka taper l'argent qui ça aide nous pour faire tous ces différents projets là nous ni en country pour nous faire. So au parti moun qui a travail ouais pour aussi ça stop programme ça là mais comme on dit quand gouvernement nous continuer nous focus en le travail là nous pour nous faire comment nous ça taper l'argent là et bien comment nous ça fait et bien nous pas quitter ces bitins ça là embêter nous ka continuer faire travail nous depuis nous ça nous ka faire c'est bagaille qui net et bien il ça tout moun an commune nan satisfait avec travail là avec ça transforme la vie ces moun nan because ça nous le fait really c'est pour uplift manière en moun en commune nan ka rester.
Ça c'est tout pour nouvelle à Creole. Non, moi c'est Shakira Pierre. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day. To improve your overall health, take a daily 30-minute brisk walk. This simple task will improve your cardiovascular health, increase your metabolism, and help control your cholesterol and blood pressure. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GISNewsDominica, and follow our Twitter at GISDominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm KERDISHA St. Louis. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.